Hello and welcome to another RiftGuides WildRift video. Today we are going to unveil one of the most broken technologies in WildRift, and after watching this video you will understand that you can actually cheat the system and start printing LP. So let's get right at it. In patch 4.3d there was an update to the item Harmonic Echoes. Its healing was nearly doubled and its cost was reduced by like 200 gold. The item's build path is literally the same as Luden's Echo, so you can choose until the very last purchase. But what is the problem with Harmonic Echoes? Okay, let's break it down for you. With the introduction of boots, most champions in the game rush boots for an early power spike, but for this item, it's actually quite awful to do, and here's why. Harmonic Echoes heals up to 4 targets, well this includes yourself as well, for 130 plus 10% AP. That is more powerful than Luden's in a sense of damage, and if you quickly calculate and disregard any scaling, you'll heal for more than 520 on every single Harmonic Echo proc when there are multiple people around you. So now if you think about early game and especially objective shenanigans or generally sustaining, this looks quite overtuned, right? But how about something that makes it even more powerful? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Ingenious Hunter. This rune grants you 20 item haste and that with 0 stacks, and it grants 5 extra per unique champion you took down, meaning also assists count. With this rune you charge items faster, your Sheen proc has a lower cooldown, Harmonic Echoes charges faster, and your truly beloved Crown of the Shattered Queen also charges faster. Oh yeah, this also applies to Sterax, Shield Bow, etc. And not only this, it also has an effect on your boots enchantments, so you have Veil, Redemption, etc. available way more often. So now let's talk about numbers here. On Jana, I run about 7 seconds to recharge my Harmonic Echoes. With Ingenious Hunter, I got it down to around like 4 seconds while spamming spells and zooming around. So with this, you can nearly sync up your Harmonic Echoes cooldown with your shield's cooldown and have it even ready more often than you have your shield. Which means there'll be some situations in which you'll have your ultimate to grant you another Harmonic Echo proc. And just for reference, these are the numbers added in testing on Jana, a non-healing support outside of her ultimate ability. Now think about Soraka rushing this item. It is beyond absurd. And now again, imagine spending 50% of your gold needed for an item that saves world hunger, does your laundry, and taxes at the same time. Stop rushing boots, start rushing Harmonic Echoes. Thank me later. And honestly, that's not all there is to it, because there's more. Crown of the Shattered Queen works with this as well, so you can pick up Ingenious Hunter, reduce its cooldown, do 1 rotation, hide in Fog of War for 5 seconds so it reapplies itself to you, and you're done. And you might wonder why you have to wait an extra 5 seconds. Well, here's why. Crown only reapplies itself to you if you're out of combat. And another thing people really don't know is that Crown isn't consumed upon being hit by an auto attack. It works differently to its PC counterpart and only spells can proc it. So if you just auto attack and never use a spell, you deal 100% damage to the target. But if anyone uses a spell on said target, the Crown will proc and they take 70% reduced damage for 1.5 seconds. So sometimes it's just better to auto attack, especially if you see a low life Crown target rather than casting a spell. Oh yeah, and for you AD carry mains or every other champion in the game that is relatively squishy. If you face mages like Vladimir, Kassadin, etc., it might even be possible for you to go for Crown of the Shattered Queen as your 5th item even on AD champions, simply because it makes you basically immune to getting one-shot by these champions, which entire design is about one-shotting people. Oh and yeah, we got something juicy coming about AD carry builds, because we have been cooking, I've been giving out some crazy builds to people to test, and yeah, you're in for a surprise. But if you check the leaderboards, many people already copied some of the builds. I'll just give you a little hint. For example, Duskblade Kaiser and Sudden Impact for an early power spike, or even an earlier Sensory build. Like, you should have seen a few of them already, at least if you watch Chronic stream, or if he's on the leaderboard right now and people will just copy what he's doing. But now with that done, we need to talk about something, and it's Magi's Soulstealer. This item just released into WildRift and is now the favorite item for some time, basically the flavor of the month. It's new after all, right? But here's one issue with it in WildRift. Due to WildRift's pace and dependence on super power spikes, delaying your first power spike in the game is a massive gamble. So let's compare Luden's Echo and Magi Soulstealer. Magi Soulstealer is 1500 gold and provides you with some very mass stats, but let's take a look at the passive. Gain up to 30 stacks, which translates into 150 AP and therefore granting you up to a total of 180 AP. But what happens if you invest into boots and this item? You basically go all in and hope to win the next teamfight at the objective, because if you don't fight and if you don't win, the item is literally useless. Luden's Echo grants you more AP, more damage, haste, and everything you as a mage desire. So you have worse wave clear, you have less damage, and all the paths basically. But with Magi Soulstealer you have a quote-unquote opportunity to get basically similar stats to the Luden's Echo, but not the passive, so your item still is worse. So if you want to build Magi Soulstealer, please build it after completing boots and your first item, because on your second item after your first item completion, you have some time and you can just chip this one in, because now more rotations will happen, laning phase is over, and you can just reliably stack this up by catching people off guard. On another note, we really need to talk about Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks desperately craves the Awakened Soulstealer early on. If you really struggle with understanding tempo on the map, you can also still go for Luden's, but Awakened Soulstealer is the best in slot item after your boots on Fiddlesticks. The champion is absolutely ult-centric and he doesn't want to make plays without ultimate, therefore you desperately crave ability haste. So what about an item that grants you haste, damage, and a reset on cooldowns if you get a takedown or multiple takedowns? Now, with the idea of Fiddlesticks going for these plays and catching one or multiple people with his ultimate, it's very likely to assume that they just die. And I mean, it's kind of hard to survive if the Fiddlesticks just ult on top of you. With that happening, you then reduce the cooldown of your ult tremendously and allow yourself to quickly clear your jungle again, as well as going for another play almost instantly after. There is barely any downtime, and please, for the love of jungling in WildRift, attend the Jungle Clear Academy. Learning how to clear your jungle, improving your clear, and maximizing PvE helps you gain more gold, more plays, and everything you desire. Consistently, that is. There is no excuse to not learn how to clear your jungle efficiently unless you want to lower your chances to win. And rather than spending hours and hours in practice tool to just learn how to do it, what about just watching our shorts? We dish out a few shorts and we showcase how you can clear your jungle, how you can do it better, what items you can go for, and just giving you more inspiration on how you can actually become a better player. So no more free camp into scuttle shenanigans, dying and having no gold. Anyways, back to support things. I still see certain champions rush items that don't do anything for them or their teammates. Just take a look at Lulu for example. Your champion is fully functional on Ardent. Why would you go for boots first to delay your Ardent spike? But here comes the kicker. This statement is only true for when you need damage, but what if you need survivability? There will be games in which Harmonic Echo will be more powerful as a rush for Lulu, like for example if you face a lot of poke and just need to easily heal up. But for raw damage, Ardent will help you snowball harder in that regard. After this though, you really need Harmonic Echoes or your life will be quite painful. On that note, you also apply all supportive items up to 3 teammates thanks to the power of Harmonic Echoes. With that, you're making Staff of Flowing Water as well as Ardent even more powerful. And the only downside I've encountered so far when it comes to running this build is the crazy mana consumption. You really need a blue buff because you go through mana like crazy, and the reason is the fact that you use shields and heals to proc Harmonic Echoes before a fight even happens to heal up people beforehand. But yeah, that's kind of it. Thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Oh yeah, and leave a comment to boost the algorithm, GG, you know why. And for the next time, we probably make a video about dragons and what you should be avoiding, because these ones are a major trap this patch. Anyways, see you.